The most underrated LLM for coding is a DeepSeek Coder V2. I don't know why not a lot of people talk about this model. Primarily, probably it is from China, but I believe this is one of the best models that are available out there that has a decent open license and also really good for coding. I mean, you don't have to believe what I say. I'm going to show you a couple of benchmarks and we are also going to do a couple of tests. To start with, this is a model from a group called DeepSeek AI. If I remember correctly, this is probably somewhere related to the Alibaba group, which is from China. So this model, the latest version, is DeepSeek Coder V2. This model performs better than GPT-4 Turbo in some tasks. For example, like human evil, MBBP plus, which is a python test. And in fact, like, there are other benchmarks where this model performs really well. But again, like, this is a benchmark that has been given by the model creators themselves. But if you want to take an independent benchmark, for example, there is Aider, which is an LLM based coding framework. So Aider helps you in creating the entire LLM based coding projects. So if you see Aider's LLM leaderboard, the second best model in terms of the code or project completion with 75.2% completion is DeepSeek Coder V2. The first model is Claude 3.5 Sonnet. The second model is DeepSeek Coder V2. This is in fact slightly above the GPT-4o model, and in fact it is a lot more above than GPT-4 model. And it is not just this particular benchmark. You can see the next benchmark that they've got, which is for code refactoring. Even there it is on par almost with the GPT-4 Turbo and GPT-4 preview model. And if you go to the popular benchmark that we have got is LMSys Arena, in terms of coding, this is at the fifth position with a 16 position improvement. So DeepSeek Coder V2 model is again scoring really good in coding. Why is this model really good? That is the first question that we should be asking. At this point, I hope I made you believe or establish the fact and believe that this is a good model. This is a good model primarily because this is not one model, it is a mixture of experts model. So this is a mixture of experts model, just like the current popular trend. We have got Mixtral, we have got probably GPT-4o, I'm not sure. Then we have got like other models which are also mixture of experts model. So this model comes in four different flavors. So we have got the DeepSeek Coder, the light model, DeepSeek Coder light, base and instruct, DeepSeek Coder the whole full model with base and instruct. In the light model, you have got 16 billion parameters totally, the mixture of expert setup, and 2.4 billion parameter models are active for every single token. For the full model, 236 billion parameter model, and the active model is 21 billion parameter. The most important thing or the most exciting thing is you have got 128,000 tokens active, the context window. I think this is extremely important for coding related tasks, and you can see that in Aider's benchmark. If you see Ada's benchmark, one of the reason that this model is doing good, because this model is not just doing code diff edit, it is doing the code whole edit. And it has got like 100% the percentage of correct edit format. So this is one of the secret sauce, probably, like, I believe context window is one of the important aspects why this model is doing extremely well. Otherwise, I guess they have used extremely really good training tokens that has made it possible for this model to have a really good score in terms of all the benchmarks like human evil, MBBP, math, GSM 8K. So in all these benchmarks, if you see, DeepSeek Coder V2 has been scoring really insanely good. The SWE bench out of box is where this model is not as good as, let's say, GPT-4 Turbo, Gemini 1.5 Pro. This is the benchmark which uses the models to solve GitHub issues, the actual GitHub issues. In fact, this is a benchmark which made Devin quite popular. Devin is still not there. So, anyways, we'll leave that out. DeepSeek also provides an endpoint if you want to use API, and that is probably the cheapest endpoint that I've ever seen. The input token is 0.14, the output is for a million tokens, the output is 0.28. So, you can see the chart like ridiculously, insanely cheap, cheaper than Claude 3 Haiku. So I'm not sure how they're managing to do it, but you never know what kind of technology that they've got. But if you want to run the model locally, you can run the model locally. I'm not going to run this locally, but I'm going to jump directly into their platform, which is called coder.deepseek.com. If you go to their platform, you can start using this code. So I just went simply asked, okay, develop a simple HTML, CSS, JavaScript website that takes user input and displays an appropriate emoji. So the code is really good. The only catch here is that the code is basically a set of case switch statement. So for this command, it's going to give you this output. So anything that is not part of this, this is going to this give this. But again, this is a decent code. Like for example, I can go here and also run the HTML, and I can say something like angry, and it would show me angry emoticon. But again, if I say anger, it is not going to show anything because it's literally keyword based. I'm not judging the quality of the application in itself, but it does a pretty good job. So I can go ahead and then ask it to improve things. Like for example, I can say, can you add a logo, make the website more beautiful? So I can just say that and send it. And just like Claude 3 Sonnet, 3.5 Sonnet, within artifacts, you would be able to run this HTML within a sandbox environment. So ideally, what we would do, we would copy this, go to a platform like CodePen, and then run this. But you don't have to do this. It is all available for you within one single interface. And this at this point, this model is available for you to use free. I'm not sure about the rate limits, but you can use this model within this platform. Again, if you're going to use any sensitive data, I would suggest like you should probably not do it because this is a hosted platform. And again, it depends like how much you are bothered by that. This is a Chinese LLM, not Chinese LLM. At this point, I'm not very bothered. And again, this model comes with open license, so if I want to run, I can still run it locally. So run HTML. It it gave me a placeholder logo here, which I can replace it with some other image, and I can just go say anger, angry, and it is going to generate. And you can see it is giving me more effect. And I hover, it is giving me zoom and all these things. Okay, that's well and good. Let me go ahead and ask another question. I can click clear the context here, so you can go up and then see the context. But I'm going to click clear the context and ask a very simple question. I'm going to say create a simple Gradio application that takes two inputs and then creates a new stable diffusion based image using diffusers. Maybe I shouldn't say diffusers. Cool. So I'm expecting it to understand that it can use diffusers, which it very correctly did it. And you can also see that it installs all the right frameworks. In this case, diffusers, even though it is there, transformers and torch would be required for you to run it on Google Colab. And then it starts using stable diffusion pipeline, which is also correct. The only catch here is that it uses stable diffusion 1.4 model, which still a lot of people like. And it also uses, if you have GPU, what to do, CUDA. If you have CPU, what to do. The code is really good. It uses Gradio's older class, which is interface. And I can say it seems you are using Gradio interface. Do you know to use blocks? Let's see if it can change the code with blocks. And as you can see here, it kind of seems like understanding what I just said. So the rest of the code stays same, and this is absolutely a code that would ideally work. So the model is being downloaded, the model is being sent to the device, and then you have got prompt, and it uses the blocks. And this is how you should ideally write the blocks, and you have got all the things that are available for you. So it gives you the explanation as well. So far it seems like this is one of the best models from my testing as well. But I'm going to spend more time explaining this model and what kind of things that you can build with this model. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about it, and also if you have any hypothesis why this model is not being discussed a lot. But this is honestly one of the best, probably I can say the best open model with open license that is available for us to use in terms of coding model. So DeepSeek Coder V2, check it out, see you in another video. Happy prompting.